This is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
And you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead Radio Show coming to you live on govsradio.com. Oh, you make me laugh. You really do. Oh, please. I can't do this anymore.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with. And you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and
okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Two to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hi, everybody. It's Monday. It's August
2nd.
2nd.
We are
August 2nd.
into August.
It's the anniversary of Thurman Munson.
Death.
The death of Thurman Munson. That's right.
You shouldn't remember people's deaths. You should remember their births and what they did in life. What's wrong with you?
All right. Well, you got a point there. It's a good way to start off the show. Talk about death.
He's one of my favorite players. I was sad when he died. I just thought he was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I remember the day, because he was such a great player. Welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. GovsRadio.com.
Guess who we have here today?
Kevin Scott is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin Scott.
We're very excited. And I feel bad because we're getting ready to start the show. We're setting up. We're doing all our stuff. We're sitting. It's all quiet like a library.
Yeah.
But we're busy. But at the same time, you don't want to really talk too much because then you're ruining all the spontaneity that we're going to have on the show.
Kevin's
So I felt
perfect guest in every way. In fact, as I was thinking that, I was thinking,
Are you hitting on another guest?
he's perfect.
How so?
Well, just what you were saying. Like most times, I'm doing like a whole bunch of stuff, and then I really just spend my day yelling at people, right? Like, guests come in, and I'll be like, oh, you know what? Just because they'll start to talk,
Right.
and it happens all the time, and I see it all the time where they say the best stuff, and then they'll say, "Don't worry, I'll bring it up on the show," and it falls flat every time.
Yep.
And so I didn't even have to make eye contact with Kevin. Like, he just sat down quietly. It was just like really like a peaceful 15 minutes.
Well, Kevin was in here Friday. So was she like laying down the law then that you're scared now? Or?
No, because you guys have your normal show, and I wasn't interviewing anyone.
Yeah, but all the before stuff, you know.
There's a lot of before stuff.
Yeah, were you laying down the law saying,
No.
don't talk, don't do this, you share the show?
No, I tried with share the show,
probably scared
but I think Kevin got it
I did.
without even talking to Kevin, and
He's a
no
true
one else
professional.
did. Yeah,
Well, I don't want to go that far. But
yeah.
All right, some quick announcements before we get into this. GovsRadio.com. Govs Comedy Club Radio is the Facebook page. Please subscribe to the Facebook page. Please copy and share the link and share it to all your places. The social media stuff. Just share it all over the place. Get on the phone for those of you that use your phones, that actually call people. Call them up and say, hey, check out Govs Radio. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and copy and share the show all over the place. Govs.com is the website for the club, of course. There's the brokerage in Bohemia, the brokerage in Belmore, McGuire's in Bohemia, and of course Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown, where they had Andrew Dice Clay here over the weekend, and Anthony Rodia
Yeah, I
was
saw
here.
the back of his head all night long.
Well, Saturday night when we were in here, he actually said a wave and gave a wave and said, "Take care." We were surprised we got that much out of the man because he's not the nicest of people.
He's a little cranky pantsed. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
so he fits in Long Island.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
All right, well there's the segue right there. Kevin Scott, the big day has arrived. This is your last full day on Long Island, right?
Yes, it is.
Grew up on Long Island.
44 years here.
44 years here, and it's weird because you're only 40. Where'd you grow up?
Mostly in the Port Chip Station, Selden area.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You went to the same high school as Plajanos,
Correct.
right?
So on, yeah.
But didn't know him.
Didn't know him.
Okay.
At all. I
Which is
believe he knew
weird
my sister,
Because you're younger,
Oh,
right? How?
He's a year older.
Just a year older?
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I look at
An-
him,
He looks a lot older than
yeah,
you. That's why
Andy-
we say that.
Andy looks
I'm
about
not sure,
40
though, so.
years older than that. Not just to like really kind of like interrupt, but it's important. What was that thing that I showed? The meme I showed you last night, not the meme, but the two people that were 52 years old.
Oh, yeah, it was Wilford Brimley. It was a picture of him at the age of 52 and a picture of Paul Rudd, who is
not
currently
fair.
52.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
not
va-
fair.
he's a
What do you mean?
vampire.
It's the truth.
But Paul Rudd's a vampire.
He's a
Oh, I
vampire.
didn't think of that.
He's
looked like
Ant-Man. He's not a
lived
vampire.
since, Clueless. He's always looked good.
Right, yeah.
Keanu Reeves got a little bit older
Wilfred
recently,
has
but
looked-
Rudd
That's true.
will never age.
Wilford looked 71 during that movie, that Cocoon movie.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was 52.
Not at all.
Well, we've been watching because we didn't watch it when it was on the TV show The West Wing, which was
Pull
on
your mic a little bit closer if you don't mind.
Sure.
which was on 20 years ago at this point.
Like a lot closer. Yeah.
And one of the stars of that show, the actor John Spencer, he was in a lot of movies too. He was in The Rock. He was in Gangland. Is that the? What's the one with Stallone and De Niro? Is that Gangland?
Copland.
Copland. I knew I had that wrong. Good movie until the end.
Yeah.
They just shoot each other up at the end.
Becomes
They ran-
Rambo a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Spencer was in that movie. But then on The West Wing, the guy looked like he was in his 70s, and then he died while the show was still in production. Turns out he died at age 58. I'm scared, man. If I look like that, because I'm not far away. I'm only, 7 years away from 58. I'm like, son of a bitch. If I look like that, man, that means I got like 2 months left.
Yeah.
I mean, even you're a lot older than me. A lot older.
I am, but I look about 20 years younger.
Well, right. That's
I
my,
still
that's
get
my point. You don't
carded for alcohol, so like I'm okay with it.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's the height thing, but it's also Like if I like go buy a bottle of wine and have like a ponytail and a sweatshirt on, they're like, these like pimply faced 16-year-old boys card me. I'm like, I could have given birth to you.
But yeah, so I'm with you though. The age, I'm scared because if I don't know if that's a sign. If you look like you're in your 70s, does that mean you're going to die earlier?
No, I think it's like people that like their hair goes gray in their 20s. They're not going to die early.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Well, I lost my hair at age of like in my around 30.
You're a goner.
All right. Nice knowing you guys. So long. Damn. So this might be my last day on Long Island too. I don't know what the hell's going on around here.
Yeah,
Rough day.
So Kevin hosts the Films on Tap show.
Correct.
Fridays
that
at
we
9
have here, and so they talk about movies and they drink beer, and it's really a fun show.
How were they on Friday? Were they all sloppy in here?
No, they were very respectful
Tim's sloppy
and
no matter what.
nice, and nope, he was
Oh,
very
there he is.
very respectful.
Joe Lewis, 137. So, are you excited? What, you anxious?
Anxious, probably a better word.
Okay.
It's been a build up for about well over a year because we had planned to do this before COVID.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then we were maybe a couple months away from making moves, and all of a sudden, everything shuts down.
Right.
To actually be here today is unreal. I can't put it another way. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, there's no... It's one of those things you probably can't mentally prepare for until you do it.
Not at all. Not at all.
What we're
There's no
talking
way.
about, I think we missed it.
Explain.
Kevin is moving to Florida tomorrow, right? You're leaving tomorrow.
With his girlfriend Rachel?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Driving? Flying?
I'm going to drive to Maryland, stay with my sister, then take the auto train from Virginia.
Oh,
down
okay.
To Sanford, Florida?
Yeah, I believe
think,
that's correct, yeah.
It's going to be something.
Wow. And you're all lined up down there? Your job?
Well, I wouldn't say
house?
lined up, but just I need an escape.
Need an escape.
Absolutely need to hit the reset button. It's been a rough past decade for me here.
10 years, rough. I
It's
thought
really
it was like just a few years.
No, I got married. So that went downhill.
We've
then,
both been there. So
things happened, but then I rebounded and got to the point I just don't want to be here anymore. I will always be in New York at heart.
Yeah.
But New York doesn't have the love for me right now. In a strange way.
I don't think that's true, but
Well, I would hope not, but it doesn't feel right.
Well, yeah, I was actually surprised when we met like a month ago at McGuire's and we got into that a little bit. I was surprised, and I don't know. We're both from Hicksville, which is right next door here, in the next town over.
that's for Andy.
Andy hates when we bring up Hicksville, so that's for you. Maybe about 10, 12 years ago, I was at a party with a bunch of friends, bunch of people from Hicksville, and most of them were people that I became close to as an adult, but not really so much as kids. I knew them, but
Okay.
And we were all talking in a big circle in a backyard. We were talking, and there were a few of them that are Jewish, and they were talking about how when we were all kids, the racial struggles they had in Hicksville as Jewish people. And I sat there, and I even sat there, I go, what are you talking about?
I had no idea either. There were plenty of like Jewish kids in my class. I never even thought about it. I never even gave a crap about it.
And that's the thing. I don't know if that's just ignorance on us as white.
Yeah, we're stupid.
White Catholic.
Yeah, we both miss everything, and we're both like,
right. I was totally
Really?
shocked to hear what these people were saying, and it's kind of the same thing here. When we talked at McGuire's that night, you said you were kind of feeling some racial issues here on the island, which Of course, especially in the past year.
Right.
But it's still something I think some of us see on TV and not necessarily in our backyard.
I think that's one of the bigger issues where it's like when you hear racism, you picture Ku Klux Klan, Burning Cross. You don't picture the everyday stuff.
Right.
And it's impossible
No,
to see it.
I
when
would
you're close
picture
to
it that people are just like a dick to you. Like that's what I would picture. I wouldn't picture like the big like setting things on fire, but like I didn't know the people were a dick to you thing was still happening.
Well, that's kind of the strange part because here I think we're all dicks to each other.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's racism or just you're a dick. I'll
Yeah.
never know. I suspect, but I have no idea.
Well, and I'm not disagreeing or trying to put you on the spot, but can you give me an example of what you mean? Because again, I'm oblivious to it, and right or wrong, I am, and I'm
one of the
same.
easy stories going back to like high school time.
Okay.
My friends and I go to the mall all the time, Smith Haven Mall. 6 or 7 of us, we go in a record store. I go one direction. Every employee followed me. They go the rest of. They would steal all the time.
Yeah.
We stole a lot of stuff, but I didn't do anything. But I just walked around and they would follow me because I was a person that was on their radar.
Wow.
So it's little stuff like that that you get to some of the bigger stuff where it's I've gotten. I don't say I've gotten to fights because I'm lovable, but people have tried fighting me a lot for no reason whatsoever.
I'm finding the urge to hug you because you're lovable. So just letting you know.
Well, I appreciate that.
We had who did we have in here? Wood Jr. I can't.
Roy.
He sat in here, and one of the things in his skits that like I was telling him, I was like, I love your stand up because I'll have like a paradigm shift. He'll teach you, he'll make it funny, and you'll walk out of there and you'll learn something. It'll be like weeks later and you'll think about it. And how many comics can do that?
Right.
And so I love that about him. And one of the things in his stand-up was how he's like, black people fight with environmentalists all the time. And he's like, and I'll go into a store to buy like, a charger or something like that. And they'll be like, oh, you don't need a bag. It's just little. He's like, no, I'm going to need a bag. He's like, why do you need a bag?
Yep.
And he goes, and it takes me 10 minutes to explain to this 25-year-old tree-hugging white kid that I'm going to need a bag and you're going to have to staple the receipt on the end of it like you're a Chinese delivery guy.
Wow,
because
yeah.
I'm going to be followed out with this thing you want me just to carry into the
Absolutely.
parking lot. And never occurred to
All
me.
right, but having said,
and he makes it funny.
Oh, of course.
But
having said that though, that's happened to me. I mean,
no, I could walk out with a TV. No one will even look. Promise. Yeah. I don't steal, but I would. But I could.
But just in case.
I could absolutely could. They could be like, wow, she must have, talked to someone and they told her to do that.
You've
like,
never stolen anything in your life?
I'm trying to think.
You must have. Come on.
I'm not. I don't do that.
I don't either. Say hearts. Say it. You want to say it.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. Like I remember being around kids that would like throw like candy bars in their back pocket and walk out of like the store, and I was just like, oh, really?
Come on, you never stole a candy bar? You never stole a record, a cassette?
No. I've actually, I do steal by not trying to. I have done that. Like I'll be in Stop and Shop and I'll have like the case of water underneath and I'll go to the car and I'm like,
I think everyone's done that at least once, yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
One time I told the story how like I ordered this book from Amazon and I'm like, it never came. It never came. I needed this book. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me send you out another one. So when I'm done reading it, I put it on my bookshelf and I put it right next to the one that was there.
So it did come.
It did come.
And you didn't say anything.
And I didn't say anything.
All right, so you didn't steal, but you got an
So
Amazon
I've done
driver
that.
fired.
But no,
Yeah,
I've never
basically,
like been in a store where I'm like, I'm just going to walk out with this. I don't know. But anyway.
Well, Sallie Annie actually said we used to call it Operation Have Kev Distracted Security.
It works.
How long have you known Tim?
We've now known each other for just about 5 years because our anniversary will be next week or coming up some point. That was our first show we did live. He traveled up from Virginia, I believe it was. God knows he drove nonstop to get to our house to watch Jaws of Revenge.
Oh, wow.
One of the greatest movies ever.
He was living in Virginia at the time?
I don't remember if he was like on a road trip or something.
Oh, all right. He just got back early.
But he just got back from that. And he sat down, we barely said hi, and the movie started, and it just clicked.
Because I'm thinking, he could probably steal anything, and I'm thinking he was probably big as a teenager too, because I know he's a football guy.
Yes,
so
a
I
big
would
guy,
think like at Record World, they would just let that guy steal whatever. he wants. Absolutely, the size of that. He was born.
I wouldn't
20
stop him.
pounds. Exactly. Yeah. He was born 20 pounds and facial hair. I mean, that's how big he was when he was born. I would not let him.
20 pounds facial
Whatever you
hair.
want, pal. In fact, I'll pay for it. I'll put the $10 in the register. Take whatever you want.
But yeah, okay, so it's stuff like that. See, I think because I'm, white and ignorant, I'm kind of under the impression that it's getting better. And I see things with like the generation, because we all have, me and Tony have 20-year-olds, and so I see things okay, so for example, and this is like a weird story, but I have a 21-year-old, and when we first moved to Long Island, he was only, I think he was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I think he was in 8th grade. Yeah. So he comes home one day, it's like a year later after we moved here, and we moved around a lot, he had to move around a lot. So I don't know whether this story is because he knows what it's like to be like the new guy and desperately want to fit in, or whether, I always say, he was born really early. He was like a pound when he was born, and maybe his heart of knowing what it's like to be a difficult time when he was a kid. But he's talking about this kid that who's Tony, with his leg, and my ex-husband, ironically enough, is an amputee also. And so he grew up with that. So he said that he was walking down the hallway and he saw this kid with a missing arm. And so he said, "Oh, my dad is an amputee too." And he's like, and the kid's like, "Oh wow." He's like, I don't really know that many people because I was born like that. He's like, "Yeah, my dad was born like that too." So they got to be friends, and they were great friends. And I never met the kid. And it was 6 months go by, and one day they missed the bus, and they're like, "Oh, can you come and drop me and my friend off?" So out walks Sam and this black kid, and I was like, isn't that cool that he talked about just the amputee thing? Right. And it, I think if I would have brought it up, he would have been like, "Yeah, I didn't tell you my other friend has green eyes either." I think this generation, they don't care about gay and pigment in your skin, and I don't think they. But I'm not in your world where it hits you in the face every single day of your life. But I wonder, do you think every decade it gets better or no? And I'm just crazy.
I think the past couple of decades has gotten better than worse kind of thing. It's kind of hard to say, things haven't gotten better. Obama, that's pretty much saying so.
Yeah.
Right? But then the backlash to that kind of says the opposite. So
yeah.
I really don't know where you can possibly gauge that. It's kind of hard, at least from my perspective, where I grew up with friends who are clearly prejudiced. Yeah. I work with people who are clearly prejudiced today, and they do the whole thing, well, at least you're not like one of them, so we can be okay with you.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Right.
It's a little difficult.
Yeah.
The Black Lives, I was confused with the Black Lives Matters thing. You had all these marches, and then you had the people that were stepping out against the marches. Meanwhile, and I've said it on the show before, nobody was saying that these cops, or I hesitate to call them cops, but they were cops at the time.
Correct.
Nobody was arguing that what those guys did was wrong. Everybody agreed that these guys were murderers. Mm-hmm. So what I was confused because these people were getting mad that the Black Lives Matters supporters were marching. What are you mad about? Why are you so mad that they're marching? Everybody should have been coming together.
We should have been all on that side. I think, unfortunately, is a certain cable news network that kind of tells people that they should be angry.
The
biggest problem with the movement was that it wasn't focused. That's been a problem for a lot of different
things. And of course, you had your
Yeah.
bad seeds, but that goes on every side. That goes with everything.
But
anything you can.
I think
bring
if
up.
black people still had the same leaders that we had back in the day, well, of course they were all assassinated, so I guess that's why we don't. But if we had that, then maybe it would have turned out differently. But we just have everyone has their platform, social media. We yell at each other all day. We never talk about a resolution.
Right.
We say, okay, I'm mad. Great, I'm mad too. What are we going to do about it?
Right.
And it was go, oh, I don't know what to do.
That was a problem in society. I'm going to say maybe within the past 15, 20 years, where just like you said, nobody offers a resolution.
Whatsoever.
Nobody even if it's the stupidest idea. And I'm big with that. I'm a big team player. I like having a group of people. Let's talk about this, that, the other thing. Let's say the stupidest shit because it might lead to the best thing.
Correct.
But society in the past 15 years or so, they just like to point fingers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't support anymore. They just say, how come I don't have that? And screw you for having that. And if I don't have it, you're not going to have it. Then it just got completely overblown because we were all quarantined. So many people.
That didn't help anything.
Exactly. Everybody was losing their minds. Mm. And then I think Black Lives Matter, unfortunately, was just an excuse. Whether you were supporting it or not supporting it, it was just an excuse for some people to go out and get nuts.
You're not wrong.
Oh, well, thanks.
There will always be that element and everything. You can go back to LA riots, watch, whatever you want to talk about.
Right.
It's a matter of there's people who feel oppressed, who have never gotten a good reason for it other than just we don't like you for who you are. I can't do anything about that.
Sure.
And if we start from there and we go to well, there's nothing that I as a white person can do anything about this because who am I? I'm just a person. If everybody says that, nothing's ever going to happen.
Right.
So there's all that anger going towards what? Just white people in general?
Yeah.
What does that do?
How do you feel? What do you think though in the past year? So you're talking about the past 10 years have been rough, but what about the past since? Because it's been a year, right, since the Black Lives Movement, basically.
That May, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you feel that there were improvements from that? I personally do. Like the cops were found guilty.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, it's surprising.
I hate to say, like when the announcement was made, I expected and found not guilty.
Really?
I mean, I think every black person.
No kidding, yeah.
Kind of did. Mm. But as soon as that happened, there was a lot of, talk about, well, what about OJ and all those stuff? Like, what the hell does that do with anything? That's we keep doing the whatabouts, we keep pointing the fingers. But in today's world, is our climate good, like, for anything? The answer for me is no. And we're still arguing about masks. We're arguing about vaccines.
Right.
Like, people are dying. Put that aside for a second. But just talking about in terms of race relationships, there are people who are always going to be good. Doesn't mean that they're inherently good at everything they do is the right thing. But in terms of, are they willing to, work with others who don't look like them? That exists. But then there's going to be a whole bunch of other people like, look, no. Because if you guys get equal rights, I'm going to lose mine somehow. That mentality, it's not a pizza pie. Right. If I get a slice, doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden have one less.
Right.
But that's that mentality. So when you start from that base, you really can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
and I think we all know this. But like, really, what can we do outside of raising our children to be better people than we are? Mm-hmm. What can we really do? I don't know.
Yeah, the complaints, I haven't heard this in a while, but I remember, someone was saying to me something about like affirmative action in college and how unfair that was. That someone might, a black person might be able to go to college as opposed to, a white person when they have the same scores and stuff. And I was like, okay, if there wasn't some form of affirmative action, your kid would never go to college because it would just be filled with Asian kids. That would just be the fact. That's it. And so you do have to make up for things. You do. You have to.
I think the big thing would be, and this is going to lose everybody, reparations, which I don't agree with.
Explain that.
Because once you hear the word reparations, we're not going to give black people all this money for something that I didn't personally
for
do.
slavery that happened 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Sure, but then it's we're not just talking about slavery, though. Where are we right? We're in Levittown.
Yeah.
Was it William Levitt? Was that the guy's name? Founded the town. I think it was 17,000 homes or whatever. It worked the GI Bill, but only if you were white.
Right.
Oh, Abe Levitt was a known racist.
So you start
maybe
that.
It was William.
I really can't.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
The racist, but
he's dead.
He's dead. But unfortunately, the problem he created is still here.
Yeah.
So like, if you're going to talk about affirmative action, which also I do understand that argument. I think it's dumb, but I get it. But then you look at, well, if we set up society to purposely hurt, Group A, Group B shouldn't then come years later and go, well, it's not fair to give them some bit of help. Clearly,
right.
Group B, and white people, were able to benefit because you had all that time to build equity. You were able to have homes for really cheap. They're now like, $500,000, if not $1,000,000 here, especially on Long Island.
Yeah.
You have to take everything in totality. You can't just say, well, this person right here got $10 and it's not fair to me. That has nothing to do with you, but that's how we react to everything. And until we get past the stupidity of things like that, we're never going to move forward.
Right. Yeah. And it continued after the houses were built. Like real estate agents were told not to, bring people into certain neighborhoods. It's crazy.
I think Newsday just finished a 3-year investigation that came out 3 months ago about that. And the ridiculousness of the video they put out, which I believe is available on YouTube, you just watching like this is happening now.
Like, how did you not see it at the time? Like, who's the guy that made the bridges, the parkways?
Robert Moses. Yeah,
Moses.
Like
you learn about him, you're like, wow, like that was just actually just said in meetings. Like, and here's our focus. Focus number 3 is, wow.
Stuff like that, like with the whole idea of people getting mad about critical race theory. We don't learn these things. Yeah. I didn't know about Robert Moses until maybe the past 2 years or so.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Lived here 44 years.
Right.
If we actually were honest about our past, some people could move forward.
Right.
Some people can accept that, oh, okay, maybe I didn't personally do something, but Grandpa did.
Yeah. Right. No, that's really true. And I don't think in history classes in high school, I don't think it's spoke about. And I was talking with my sister Cindy because she's followed a lot of Irish history, and she's right about a lot of things. Like she was saying how they always talk about the potato famine,
right?
And why everyone from Ireland came over here, and there wasn't a famine. It's just that England had all the farmers in Ireland give all the potatoes to England, and so everyone in Ireland had no food.
Right.
Like there was plenty of food if England didn't take it. So but that's not ever taught in high school ever, And
the little bit that we actually get is usually whitewashed. I didn't even mean to use that phrase.
You're a racist.
It's sugar-coated. It's and then the rest is filled in with propaganda. Like we're all brainwashed. I know nothing about Africa. In my head, Africa's desert and huts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not Africa. So why am I taught that through everything, whether education or entertainment?
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But what do you think it's going to be different in Florida?
No. It's just going to be nicer weather.
Is that
That's
it?
really all.
Because I was trying to figure that out too. Because in some places it is different. Like I lived in California, and we were in California for a long time, and there was an elementary school that was down the road that I thought when I was living there I was going to stay there, and I loved this elementary school because the teachers were like every race you can imagine. There was there's Mexican and Colombian and Asian and like all across the board, and all the kids that went there, I was like, this is like Sesame Street. Like it was like so nice. And it was a nice, beautiful neighborhood. And then I come back here and everyone has like a ponytail with blonde hair, and at first I couldn't even tell mothers apart. I couldn't even tell them apart. And I'm like, there's something wrong with me because you're all named Katie. I can't figure it out, but you're all Katie White with blonde-haired ponytails. It's the weirdest
you're more
thing.
racist than Kevin.
Well, it's true. It's like the craziest shit.
So you're saying
so California would be like if you were like, oh, I'm moving to this one place, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. You're gonna not have to deal with this anymore. Like no one would have to deal with racism in this one town. I was like Capistrano Beach or something. It was great. But in Florida, is it the same or no?
Well, I'm moving to Boca, which is pretty much New York South.
Yeah.
There's going to be
a lot
of
people
money
are
there.
tired of Boca Raton, right?
They lean Democratic in terms of election stuff, which I definitely checked out, making sure. But with Florida, the racism that I will encounter, and I know I will, is going to be in your face. I'd rather you be honest. I appreciate the idea of let me be nice and civil to somebody, but if I leave the room and then you know, I don't want to say the word, but
Right,
you know
yeah.
what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
That's disingenuous. It's also insulting. It's something that I would rather know where I stand with you. If I go to Florida and somebody gets out of their truck and goes, "Get out of here," like whatever it said, I'm fine. I'm okay with that.
So, yeah, if the cab keeps going because you're black, you'll just smile because the weather's nicer. And you'll just be in a good mood. That's okay, Mr.
I'll walk.
Taxi man, I'll just walk.
Yeah.
And you'll be smiling and dancing down the street.
There's no cabs in Florida. So you don't
There's no cabs in Florida?
No, it's like a.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I
just don't
think pretty much
they're-
Uber down there.
Yeah, Uber.
Yeah, I guess I'm showing my age. Saying taxi instead of Uber.
No, you'll get a cab from the airport and stuff like that, but I really don't see too many on the streets yet.
So, all right, so in all seriousness, is that is one difference between Florida and here? The people aren't honest about it?
It's more
like you said, they're just watching you at the store. They're not.
you have that aspect of you have the obviously I know you here,
Right.
so I think that hurts a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I've known you for either a short period of time or decades, and it's like this is how you guys really think. Because I think the last 5 years kind of taught me a lot about the people in my life.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
I learned
that.
a lot of things, which were very unsettling.
And what was the turning point? Because that's before Black Lives Matter. Well, before George Lynch. Like, so what happened 5 years ago?
The turning point was Trump.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't put that together. I'm an
in all
idiot.
honesty, the turning point when it's one thing to vote Republican, and there are very good reasons to.
Sure.
I'll never say like, oh, you're all evil. That's the thing. That's bullshit.
Yep, agreed.
But for that guy, and for the reasons why you did, I always love to have conversations with people across the aisle, whatever you want to call it. Because I think if you don't talk about your differences, you're never going to get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're just going to keep, blah, 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 talking on social media. A lot of the people who I've known forever, their reasons for voting for him were terrifying. And they couldn't say it fully because they weren't going to tell a black person, but you hear code words, you understand the dog whistles and stuff like that. And unfortunately, that was a large segment of my circle. And then going from that to I can move somewhere else, nicer weather, I'll let be in my face, racism is much better, and I'll be able to cut ties with a lot of people who I'm not going to have those relationships down there.
Tim Saliani.
Oh, Tim, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
He really is a racist. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's well known. Everybody knows. I knew that about him before I knew him personally.
Fair enough.
But you had people say that they voted for Trump for racism reasons. I didn't get any of those answers. Like when I asked, I have a really close friend of mine who she was voting for him, and I was like, so I was like, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. And her reason was, well, because he's a businessman and that's what our country needs. And I was like I had some dealings with him and his family and he first of all, he always seemed to lie about what he had and how much money he had, and it was always a lot less than he had. And then he would go into places because I used to be in the hotel industry, so he would go into a place and he would really just get them to do things for him, and then he would renege and not pay them. And that's if he did make some money, that was how he made it. And then so I would say to my friend, I was like, I don't want our country to be that.
Exactly.
I don't want that. But I never heard, because he's going to be mean to black people. I never heard that. So I don't know if people have told you that.
I think it started with the border wall and everything, going from that point.
Oh, yeah.
If we want to end the problem with immigration the way it is currently, how about we find people who hire them?
Yeah.
And not like a little slap on the wrist, not a Walmart, oh, we're going to raid your store. How about you actually do either a harsh fine or actual time? Because if this is the worst crime in the world, then you should also do some time.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. We'll never do that, of course, because why are you going to punish me? But the thing is, everyone has a favorite restaurant. Everybody has someone who has a maid or whatever. We all know what the problem is. It's everywhere. We go, nope, it's them coming across the border. It's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
It's silly.
Right.
So, Beansy, is that where he says? Yeah, no problems down here in Boca. Beansy, is that where you are?
Oh, good. Well, that's good to know.
That's good. No, I don't know. I don't know
it's
if I
good
go
that
to
there's
Boca.
no problems down. He's not in Boca.
He's not. Where is he?
I don't know.
Oh, I'd be scared to live near Joe Beansy. I'm just telling you now.
Oh, Boca and Del Rey is Trump world. Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I've spent some time there. It's not nearly as bad as, say, Suffolk County or Alabama North.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
find the same
Alabama North's
in
scary.
Nassau County or no?
Honestly, I sadly haven't spent enough time in Nassau to give a real answer for that. I think Nassau seems to be more civilized and cultured in
'Cause
some
the
ways.
city-
Oh, yes, we are.
Because you close the city, yeah.
Yeah.
We really regressed in Suffolk County.
No kidding.
Big time. Because if you're not in the Hamptons or on the border of Nassau, you're pretty much in East Bumblefuck. And it's been like that for a little bit.
Wow. Yeah, I'm shocked to hear a lot of this.
So, so you're going down there with your girlfriend Rachel.
Yes.
What does she do for a living, and how'd you meet her?
I met
what's your
her
social
on I met her on Main Street in Patchogue. She was working at a restaurant at the time. She's not going to school to be a vet tech.
Oh,
so
cool.
she's pretty
That's
much
awesome.
set down there. She has interviews up the ass, so I'm really proud
Yeah,
of her
if
for
you have
that.
like your license in New York, you can transfer it everywhere but California, I think.
Yes,
Yeah, good for her.
definitely. I'm going to
My
be
sister's
fucked.
a vet tech, so
She'll be okay.
yeah.
Well, you're gonna be fucked. How?
Well, I really want to get back to writing. I miss it. I really have a passion for it, but unfortunately, like I said, the past decade, I've let myself get so far away from that. But I keep using this opportunity to try to get back on track.
Okay. Well, right. That's the beauty. Because my first initial thought was, well, shit. As a writer, you're moving away from New York City. But again, I'm old. You can live anywhere.
You can live anywhere now and
and
do
do
that.
that
Yeah.
shit. Right.
So that's why I stayed in New York for so long. Because I got to be close to the city. No, I don't.
Right.
I never took advantage of it anyway. So
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why the hell not?
I'm lazy.
Oh, that's a good reason.
You know. Stereotypes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good thing you got the vet tech because you can. Yeah, you'll sit home.
Exactly.
You should do like voiceover work.
I would love to do that.
That was going to be one of my questions.
man,
Where did that
It,
voice
like,
come from?
yeah,
Did you
it's-
train?
It's insane. And
Come
you-
on, there's no training.
And you don't
involved there?
have like a strong New York accent or something. Like it really is something that you should look at.
Yeah, I would say maybe 10th grade or so. All of a sudden, I guess my balls dropped, and then
And then boom.
Darth Vader. I don't know what happened. But
Yeah, I was actually thinking if they need to do like another Darth Vader movie.
I'm down, Lucas. Let me know.
Well,
Yeah.
James Earl Jones isn't dead.
Yeah, but he's gonna die
What are you
soon.
trying to do to the
Did
guy?
you see Coming to
Why
America?
are you taking jobs away from Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. So, yeah, because that voice, I've always been curious about that voice, man.
Thank you.
And then, and he's not even turning it on for the
this
show.
is-
This is how we really.
Yeah.
It's worse when I first wake up. It's unintelligible.
So, what kind of phrase can we make him say that sounds like sexy because he's got that voice? And we'll put
Pretty much anything. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of porn work. I didn't even think about that.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, if you guys are down, I'm down.
So, all right, say that again. Let's just say it slower.
If you guys are down, I'm down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a little tingly down there.
What other phrases can we make him say? Well, yeah. All right, he's moving to Florida. Say, turn that back up and say, I'm going down south.
Yeah.
I am going down south.
Oh right. Oh, that's awesome.
Are you all right over there?
Yeah, you should totally do that.
Wow. I might get laid right here in the studio thanks to you.
My pleasure. Sure.
Yeah, you should definitely utilize that somehow because no one has that. You know?
Thank you.
No, really. Like it'd be a shame. You're gonna be 80 years old. You're gonna be like, why the fuck did I do something with that voice?
Yeah,
of mine?
that definitely
Yeah.
true on that. Yeah.
Yeah. And other people can be like, why? Why are you doing this for a living? Like that's, yeah, do it.
Well, when you say writing, you're talking about your comedy act? You're talking about other kinds of writing?
Both. Kind of like, obviously, I'm big into movies, films on tap. I've always wanted to write a screenplay.
Nice.
I've always wanted to do a little bit of TV work, just never actually taking the steps.
Okay.
So that's on me. But
Well, I
life
read your
experience.
posts. You write very well.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank-
can't say that
that's
about a
good.
lot of people on Facebook.
That's all due to my mom. She was an English teacher.
That's great.
And
Yeah,
it
that's awesome.
Goes from there, yeah.
Yeah. So where is she still?
She's still up here. My dad and her retired now.
And they're still on Long
2
Island.
5 years. Yeah, they're in Selden now,
All right.
enjoying life when they are here because they travel a lot.
Good for them.
All right. Well,
Last year, but, you know.
they'll be excited to travel down to Boca Raton.
Don't put that out there.
Yeah. Rachel.
I know I love them, but yeah, I'm moving away for a reason.
They're going to be there from December to March.
Now we know the real reason.
Everyone said that, yes.
This has nothing to do with racial tension. He just wants to get away from mom and dad.
Well, mom and dad could be somewhat racial tension, but it is.
And the
it is
girlfriend's
what it is.
parents are here too. Then I bet.
Her mother's still alive. She's
See
here.
that? This guy's
and then
a
we're,
genius.
Yep.
No, baby, it's not you. It's not your mom.
Nope.
It's not your mom. I love your mother. I love my mother-in-law.
She might be watching.
It'll be a
Exactly.
great adventure. Like moving away is a great thing. You're just gonna have so many great memories.
I completely
and-
need it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool thing for you wherever you go. It's like fun to do that, you know.
Not the whole packing part. That shit sucks.
There's
But
I
nothing
can't
once you
believe
get there,
you're here. Like I'm like, how are you even? How do you have time that 2 days before you like leave to like be here? So I'm
I
thrilled
threw
that you
everything
showed
out.
up.
That's
You
really
threw
what I did.
everything
I
out?
threw everything
Yeah.
out. We're going to pretty much buy all new furniture there.
Wow.
All my clothes here are winter clothes. So, I mean, I don't need it there.
And it's different. Like it's. That's one of the things that I noticed when I moved to New York is I was like, why does everyone wear dark clothes all the time?
Right.
And then you go everywhere
get
else.
miserable.
You go everywhere else, and it's all like bright, shiny, happy clothes. So they're gonna like spot a New Yorker a mile
completely.
away.
I'll be
with-
goth.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
you guys
Easily.
are both New York haters. Come on, what do you
It
mean?
is
Because
true.
well, we live here.
It is true. You don't even notice it. You don't even notice it, and then now like, and I've noticed since I've been here for I don't know, what, 7 years.
7 years. You've been.
You
back
know,
for
like
7
that's
years.
I buy darker clothes. You just don't even know you're doing it.
Right.
Am I really that oblivious? You're telling me that New Yorkers don't? I saw a kid the other day with green hair, and it was greener than that. It was like fluorescent green.
They were visiting.
That's bright. No, this kid. I even asked some of the other guys, "Who is that guy?" And they all knew him. They're friends with him. This is a guy that lives here. There's plenty of brightness
Wait.
and happiness.
Didn't the Mets just play in a black jersey?
Yes, they did.
Why? Why they doing black?
But that was a retro thing. They used to have, probably about 30 years ago, they had the black uniform. So that was
Okay.
like they were just celebrating that
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 one
time
period.
era, that era of their team. Which I don't know why. Well, I guess it makes sense because every era of the Mets is just a losing era. But
Yeah.
as a Met fan, I can say that.
86.
86, baby. What a great year that was. How old were you then? 10?
Oh God, 9.
9.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, what a great. Those guys were so coked up, it's ridiculous. Holy crap. DJ D-Love is...
No,
DJ, you going to let him call tomorrow?
maybe
Because we have Joey Petroni here tomorrow.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Someone has to be the dick. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not going to be Tony.
Fair.
Why, you... We
Like, we even do that. Like, I'll even tell him that. Like, if we've got like something bad to say to someone, just tell him I said no. I don't care. Throw me on the under the bus whenever you want. I have no problem.
Well, the countdown has begun. We're only
What?
18 days away from DJ D-Love being here in the studio for his show.
Yes. Yes.
Which-
We're going to fly Kevin back for.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because we're going to need a lot of help. Beansy from Boca, he said he's coming in for that. Bosie, I'm still holding you to it. You're coming in that day. Andy Plagano said he'd be here. Sallie's not coming in that day.
I am not coming in that day.
Son of a bitch. You.
But I have a really good reason.
You do have a good reason.
Yeah.
So Friday you had.
You're so
you took
cute.
Cindy.
Tony's got us. I got everyone. In this family, no one fights alone.
Right.
I like that.
Her sister's fighting lung cancer.
Yeah, so she had chemo Friday. So yeah, it was kind
Yeah, kind
of a weird, rough weekend.
Yes, but it's as expected. It's not like she's.
Yeah.
It's not like she's taking a turn for the worse. This
Right.
is what chemo does.
Right. No, true.
It sucks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I will say that
It's just tough to see because I'm like so much better with pain. I'm like, just give it to me. Just give it to me. I'll do it. I'll take it.
Superhero here. Give it to me. Stop it.
Yeah, like I feel like I see it in her face, you know.
But I'm telling, and I've told you this before, she's moving around well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm amazed how much she's up and moving, and even though she's not living a normal life right now, but she's not too far from her normal life.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled for her. Pleasantly surprised. So you should be happy about that.
Yeah, in like a few days, I'm hoping she feels a little bit better. So yeah.
Jeff Posey says he's got a colonoscopy scheduled. I'll give you one. You skip out that day, you bastard.
No, you don't, because you're not
That's
50
right. Yeah,
yet.
He's not 50 yet.
What's wrong?
Now that's a guy talking about who looks older than their age.
Yeah. Maybe
You're what? 42? 44?
Maybe he's got it in his
44.
family.
Posey's 2 years, I think 2 years younger than you. Exactly. Exactly.
Kevin's like always trying to be the nice guy, and there was a split second in his face, like, oh, I think they just saw my face.
So you're a bossist. That's what you are.
Woo! Wow.
Maybe he has it in his family, so he's got to go or maybe he just likes things in his ass.
Beansy said he's
Thanks,
going to
Joe.
be here, and he's got the perfect rap ready for DJ D-Love. All right.
All right.
All right. Bo says he's going to need a live countdown from Kevin. It keeps me sane. There you go. All right.
Should I get it real quick?
Lynn.
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's amazing. You should do that for a living. Yeah, really. I'm not even kidding.
Look at you.
It's
Wow.
good. You're going to be so mad that you didn't do it.
That is
That's
true. I
that's
like
all
money.
I'm saying. Like you see something, you see something in like someone, and you see them doing something else for a living. And you're like, you are stupid. You should do this because no one else can. Right? You know, you should absolutely look into it. And your voice is going to change like a couple of decades from now. So you got to do it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Bo said he just finished.
Oh, God.
All right, you know what? Look, I got this.
What?
I got Good Times magazine here.
Oh yeah, you had that all weekend. What was
Let's
that about?
find a sentence that Kevin can read.
No big words, please.
I see. Now look, I turn to the first page, and right here, the first thing I see is an ad for Long Island Cares, which was an organization that Harry Chapin started. Harry Chapin, singer-songwriter who died in 1981. So something this depressing, I bet you Kevin can turn it into something. Right? We'll turn the music back up.
All right.
There you go. Just read that top bit right there. No big words.
40 years ago, Long Island lost one of our neighbors who Newsday called one of the most important Long Islanders of the 20th century. There is music, stories, live performances, and huge penis. That's not.
You should you know what you should
Not in the article.
But yeah, he did have a big penis.
He did. Large.
See, even
7
something
strong.
like that, talking about somebody who's dead, right? It got you all Randy.
Yeah, like there's just like radio shows that like I listen to, like if I'm listening to I don't know, like
I miss the old Quiet Storm type stuff.
yeah.
I would love to do something like that.
Like what's that one show like in
No,
in
she can't even
live,
think.
like This Is Live or something. It's like a good
What,
like
you talking about James Earl Jones again? This is
No.
CNN. No?
No, not CNN, but like it's like on the radio when you like drive. I can't think of the station.
1010
Not
wins.
the BBC, but you can like
There's a lot of radio stations.
I know, but they do like stories. They do like big block stories, and I could see him like reading that.
Did you just say big black stories?
Big block stories, like a block of a story.
Oh, so 1010 wins. The news station?
No, not news. Like yeah, news, but like stories. Like I could see like listening, books on tape.
Yes.
Books on tape. Yeah, how much do they pay for that?
I assume a lot.
You could probably
There's
make
got to be
like
something good.
right, like $1,000 a book or something easy.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
But then have to read a book, though.
You notice, though,
that part.
that'll make your mom happy.
Yeah, it would, I guess.
Yeah, true. Bosey said he just finished before, and now even Beansy's he wrote wow. So even you're exciting the guys.
Damn, that usually happens, which upsets me.
Yeah.
Like, love cock, but still.
Joe said that voice is worth $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe and Asher says Mario versus Kevin. That would be funny. Do you know Mario Bosco?
I do.
That would be a hell of a conversation. That's a good comedy team right there.
Yeah. Your body wouldn't know how to relax or not relax. Like you'd be like tense, and then you'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, tense again. You wouldn't know what to do. Like your whole body you'd start getting a rash.
You guys could be so politically incorrect with like black jokes and midget gnome jokes and shit. Wow. I think, Joan, you're onto something. Don't leave, Kevin. We got a million reasons for you to stay.
I can always fly back.
There you go.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
The voice of Christian Grey. Wow, says Lynn. Wow.
Damn, okay.
Wow.
I did watch those movies. I'll admit it.
Oh, is there more than one?
Trilogy, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Oh, is it a trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's good looking, though, that Don Johnson's wife.
Yeah, that's awkward because I grew up loving Miami Vice. So it's like, I got to masturbate to your daughter. I'll do it, but it's Crockett. You know, I can't do that.
But it bothers me in some.
Yeah.
It's Crockett.
So it's awkward. It's like a childhood hero. What can you do?
Somebody knocking? Oh, was that?
No.
Here?
I think you.
Was that me?
With your stupid fake leg. I think you made noise.
I don't feel a thing, so. Guess what I did on the way here?
Farted.
Well, that's a given.
Okay.
I hit a bird.
Oh.
Oh. Like, did you run over it or
On
it
purpose?
hit your windshield?
On purpose.
A windshield thing?
I'm a birdist. I was take him down. I was driving. I was about to jump on the Seafood Oyster Bay Expressway, coming off Merrick Road there, and just as I made the turn, it was just one of those moments where all of a sudden he just comes. But it's one of those moments where it's too late to react. But he kind of like spread his wings like he was slowing down. So I was like I'm thinking, all right, well he's not on the ground, so maybe he didn't, maybe he kept going. But I heard just a little tap.
Yeah.
I was like, I look in the rearview mirror and I see a wing sticking up from the ground. I'm like, But I'm telling you,
what kind of bird?
Slowed down. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
They all look the same.
Come on.
I really don't know. I have no idea.
I'm so disappointed. You should see us in the backyard. Like we're like, no, that's the
specify
that's
we.
the golden fish.
You and your sister.
That's it. Yeah, we go
You're
back
not
and
me.
forth. We're like, that's not a female cardinal.
That's the fucker that's shitting on my car and my grill.
Red finch. Like a red finch will look a lot like a cardinal. So.
We counted that day. They got 9 bird feeders in the backyard.
Yeah.
My grill is covered. My grill. What color's your grill? Bird shit color.
Yeah.
And my black car is like constantly getting.
Yeah. And Cindy keeps
spray
moving
painted.
the bird feeders like they hang off the trees.
Oh,
and
is
I'm
that
like,
what she's doing?
seriously, I'm like, sweet Jesus, please let me not hit myself in the face with my bird feeder every day of my life. Like I just
Why
like
does she
walk
move
into
them?
it. I don't know. Just if she's like
To
taking down a
confuse the birds?
bit.
Yeah.
Just so I can have dents in my forehead.
So I can watch these birds be confused.
So, well, I'm sorry you killed a bird.
Like full Randy Johnson?
Like what? Yeah, kind of.
Like, oh.
Well,
But it
Randy
explode,
Johnson,
yeah.
It didn't explode like
Right.
that. Although that happened to me once too. But I wasn't driving though. I'm happy to say.
Fair.
I was in the front seat of a mobile home, and we were driving out east, and this bird came right on the road, right in front, and I remember I actually got up and I ran to the back, and I made it just in time. I see.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Yeah, it was crazy. But, yeah, I'm telling you, this thing, it was quick. It was too quick for me to do anything, but slow enough that I saw him, like, spread his wings. I'm telling you, I think this thing was committing suicide.
Can't help it. Yeah, it's like, it happens.
And I didn't say anything to my daughter. She's actually talking to me as it was happening. I'm
She
like,
could have saw it.
She didn't. Trust me, she didn't see it. She would have said so.
Really?
And I was very happy that she, and I was glad she was looking at me and talking because I was like, oh, man, if she saw that would have been.
What would have happened?
She wouldn't have been happy. It hurt. She would have been thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. She would have been harping on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Which,
So I'm glad you're getting it all out of your system right now. So
Yes.
you don't have to like talk to her about it. That's cool. I was in the backyard today, and I don't know if you guys, the cicadas. I'm gonna like throw this picture in.
What the hell? You
I
took
know. No, I just pulled it off the web while Kevin was being really quiet this morning. See all the things I can do when we have guests that are polite. So here are cicadas, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys like all know the story, but when they're and this is after they shed their this is just the shell of it. But for Kevin, do you know this about cicadas?
Just the with 17 years.
Yeah,
Is
17 years. So I was out in the backyard today, and there's it looks like ants have taken over our yard without the ants. Like there's like little ant holes.
Oh, okay.
But they're big. So I was like, that's not ants, and I don't see any ants. And it's so I looked up cicada holes in the yard, and that's what it is. And I've seen like a few shells around. So what they do is they live underground for 17 years, and they don't come up until it has to do with the trees. Like they love the sap of the trees, and they eat the sap of the trees and the roots down below. And if you go if you get a thermometer and you put it into the ground and it's 65 degrees in the ground after 17 years, that's when they'll come up. So they'll come up and they'll go right into the tree and they'll start eating and, having sex, and because that's the noise. Of course, yeah. The noise that you hear, or the boys wanting the girls.
That loud chirping at
that's
night?
The mating call.
Really?
Yeah, that's the mating call of the boys. So then once they, the boy dies.
He dies.
Story of my life.
Dies. Yeah, he does like really like soon after that. And then the girl, she goes kind of quick too, but she lays like 30 or 40 eggs.
So wait, you're saying the
Damn.
guy?
And then
he dies after his orgasm.
I don't know if it's during, but it's like really quickly after that.
So basically, you're saying they only get laid once in their life and then they die.
Yeah.
Wow, that's messed up.
And they wait around 17 years for that. So then the eggs hatch, and then the lava goes down. They crawl into the ground, and they just hang out there for 17 years. Like it's the new
they go
generation.
to school and then they graduate at 17
and then
they come out.
The girl dies like shortly after that.
Here's my confusion with this. Now, all right, two guys that graduated Long Island, grew up Long Island.
Okay.
I seem to remember, maybe my memory is just fuzzy, but I would swear that there were cicadas around all the time.
Yeah, but I guess the bulk of it is
Right.
that long. There are, but every 17 years it seems that's when it's like, and it has something to do with the trees. Like,
And what do the cicadas have an agreement that like they're all on the same schedule?
yeah.
Like what I would think one group over here will be 17 years, and then another group starts the next year and does it, so that
Yeah.
they would be around all the time.
And it depends on where in the country you are. It's got to be warm. So we're lucky in New York that it does get warm a couple of months during the year.
We're
You're
lucky.
going to have a lot of cicadas down in Florida, I guess. I don't know. But I always thought they hibernated. I always thought it was like the 17-year of hibernation, but they're just hanging out there eating tree sap. So yeah, so I thought it was cool.
Beansy wants Kevin to say, "Let's get ready to rumble."
That's copyright. I can't do that.
He does. He charges for that.
Oh, yes, he does. A lot of money.
Yeah. And then you see they got him those boxing matches on YouTube now. They got him for that. Yeah, he does that shit. Yeah.
That's just it. He utilizes something that no one else has.
And
You
yeah,
have
I'll
to
never
do
knock
that.
someone for making money, even if it's ridiculous. But hey, money's coming in. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Lynn Riley read yesterday that bird feeders were asked to be taken down on the East Coast due to something they are spreading to each other and they are dying. Take that, hippie.
You just killed a bird. You weren't even feeding them.
Just last night, I almost ran over a huge turtle. I called the police to bring it to the wildlife. All right. So I give it to you, because that's all you have to do down there in Florida is call the police about a turtle. And then I called the fire department because I saw a cat stuck him in a tree. Wow. Almost ran over a turtle. Cicada Holes is the name of a stripper working Tuesday lunch at the Lamplighter. So, Tim, I'll meet you there.
I have never gone to strip club with Tim. Just realized that.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a good thing because Long Island strip clubs are fucking awful, let's be honest. It's the most disgusting, depressing, like, why am I here moment of my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll never do that again until next week. But, gross.
I'm with you there. When I was in my 20s and used to go, regularly like 20-year-olds do, there were some nice places. Now I can only think of one on Long Island that's nice.
That's nice?
Yeah. Gossip.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Oh.
I have. What is Gossip, Mirage, Blush, Score?
Yeah, all right,
Guessing,
but see, I'm talking about Long Island.
Oasis. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to this place again. It's the whole environment. It's like, okay, I know you're being objectified. I'm here to objectify you. You don't really talk to me. Here's some money.
Yeah.
Show me a titty. I can just go to Patchogue. It's really simple.
And it's expensive. You have to like go. You have to like pay to go in.
Get cover charge you sit down to the bar, you have to buy every round, and you got the girls going around taking money. Like, I am poor.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here in the first place. But it's just not a good environment. I would say definitely not. Try it twice. But outside of that, don't do it.
And bring us with you.
Yes, please. Rum and Cokes.
What? Down here we have, what? E-grits. I think I spelled it wrong.
I mean, I know
Is he
grits.
just talking about like porridge?
Which are fucking delicious.
Is that what he means?
I don't know what he's talking about. I never know what he's talking about.
We have grits.
E-grits. Capital E. Like East grits? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. All right, DJ D-Love says his job interview is this month. All right, good. At the roller rink? All right, good luck there, DJ
Nice.
D-Love.
Good luck.
Oh, and he says, Michelle says hello. Hello, Michelle. We'll see you in a few weeks. All right, cool. So your girl, what's her name? Biles, she's returning.
Oh, good. She's
really?
feeling better.
Yeah,
Good.
she's returning for the women's beam event final, which is tomorrow. So
Jeez.
Beam or vault? I thought she was going to do the vault.
I read women's beam event final.
Cool. All right,
That's
good.
exactly what I read. I don't know what that is.
Good for her. You know,
The beam.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying the vault.
Well, I thought she was going to enter the vault, but maybe she already did that.
So, so that's cool that she's coming back.
Yeah, that's really
But
cool.
I would think, she had all that mental stress. And I'm not saying she shouldn't talk about it, but to go out and talk about it, now put all that, she's now putting a huge, even bigger spotlight on herself from talking about it, and now returning probably even brings a bigger spotlight. So,
Well, it's not stress. It's just the stress was giving her proprioceptive issues in her ear. Like that's so.
So she's just on a lot of.
So now
damage.
she's practicing. She's like, oh, my vestibular system's fine now. So
I'm focused now. She doesn't have the twisties.
she doesn't have
Correct.
what she calls the twisties. Yeah, that was a big deal. Not knowing where your body is in space. Now she knows where her body is in
Say,
space.
I'll give Shannon Biles the twisties.
He gave everyone the twisties. this month.
Well, he gave Bosie and Beansy the straighties.
Everyone's twisting in their seat since Kevin showed up today.
Well, I'm really surprised that she's coming back for that.
That is cool.
Yeah,
I give her credit. I mean, that goes through pretty much a lot of other things where we don't really address mental health issues, and we're always like, oh, it's crazy, but we keep making that same mistake over and over again because we don't communicate. We don't learn these things. It's the people who are so uptight about finding out what's non-binary or someone's pronouns. If we just talked it out,
Right.
maybe we get to a better place.
There is a lot of, I think it was just a week or so we talked about it on here because, we're in our 50s and I have to keep a conscious mind now to not be the get off my grass guy. Like a lot of people, I think my age or our age and up, it's maybe just a natural thing. They think what happened, something that came about in their time is the correct way because that they don't.
Well, that's how I grew up, so
right. We don't keep an open mind. Oh, maybe this is better. Whatever whatever it is we're talking about.
Learn and grow and
right.
see things differently.
It's
I love
the
that.
Matt Damon thing. Where
What do you mean?
Matt Damon just discovered a couple months ago that saying the F word is a bad thing in the homosexual community.
What?
Yes, he from Boston, obviously.
Right, yeah.
He would always say a certain word that we don't say anymore because it's inappropriate.
Oh,
his daughter
I just
called him
went
on it.
immediately to
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
His daughter called him on it, and
What the English call a cigarette.
correct, yes,
Yes.
or a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
Right.
His daughter called him on. Was like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And this is why. He's like, oh, that's why I shouldn't say that word anymore. He did that a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You're
Who
a
did this?
grown-up.
It's a female. Well, no, it's okay, and I don't want to be that person either that like thinks like in your 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s you can't learn and grow and change.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that's great. Who's the female comic?
Carrie
She
Kravitz.
had a show.
Carla Okerson.
She had a show.
She had a show. Carrie Kravitz had a show.
A series. Famous female comic. She's probably
Lucille
about
Ball.
45 now. Yeah.
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so she did the same exact thing probably about 10 years ago. And she threw it out on Facebook, and it's a great little thing. And she's like, here's why I don't use that word anymore. And she's like, I always thought it was funny, and I was kind of defend it. Like, no, I'm not like, but if it hurts people, then why do I have to say it? Why do I have to say it anymore? Even though, like, she's like, I always thought, like, I'm not even talking about you being homosexual.
Right.
I'm not even caring. Yay, please be homosexual. I'm just think it's a funny word and it's an expression. And then she was like, and one day I just thought about it. Not using it anymore. And I think that's great, because not everyone can learn everything at 14. You know?
Of course not.
So,
right. Yeah. It just seemed wild that obviously the way our current climate is, and I know the cancel culture arguments goes back and forth all the time. It's not about I'm not allowed to make fun of people anymore. Because honestly, if that's your comedy, you might want to think of something different.
Yeah.
We evolve. You can still talk about things. I talk about race on stage a lot, and guess maybe I'm allowed to. But if you're coming from an honest place where I'm not trying to offend you.
Right.
Like, to take another example, I would never make a rape joke on stage.
Right.
yeah.
I just don't think it's necessary because I don't know who's in the audience.
Sure.
Maybe you went through something. This is your first time out with your friends. You're trying to escape the real world. I'm going to come to stage and make jokes about it. I do believe if you have the funniest rape joke ever, maybe work on it a little bit. Maybe try to find the right angle. Maybe make sure you're not making fun of the victim. But also, try something different.
Yep.
There's so much to talk about out there.
But there's like 10 topics like that, that you have to like stay away from. There's just not rape. And like part of me, like I kind of feel that if you can do it well, then you will make it easier for the person who went through it. But it has to be perfect.
It has to be the perfect
But it
joke,
has to
right.
be there. You can't take topics and not have it, because that's as a comic, that's your job. Your job is to take a really difficult thing and make it lighter and make it better, and so we can feel better about it. Like that's like, it's not every comic's role, but if that is what you're great at, thank you for that. Let us like laugh about something that was like really hard last week. So it's difficult, right?
There's a fine line. I have no problem on Films Top a lot. I make fun of Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
We go into that because he was a hero growing up.
Yeah,
for
Tony
a lot
goes through
of
the
different
same thing
reasons.
with that.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like I always saw him as like we had the America's Dad conversation, but for Black people, he was really important. Without him, maybe I'm not doing a show with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Wow, I never thought of that. Wow.
Obviously, I would say Obama would never become president, but even like little things like I don't know
Sure.
what
How do
my
you know?
relationship would be. No idea. But he was a rapist, and you can't ignore that. And I will call him out on it. And I will never wish anybody ill. Maybe him though. Maybe him.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying that. But if I don't have a good enough quality joke to make it fun on stage, there's
Yeah.
no reason to bring him up.
Right. No, I get that. Like with him, I feel like we're taking what he did so hard because he raised us.
Bill Cosby himself.
He just freaking raised us.
Absolutely.
There are parenting things that I do because of him and Claire. that I wouldn't have done if I didn't watch that show.
Right.
You know? So, like, it hurts more.
Mm-hmm. It's a strange betrayal.
Yeah.
Even though I've never
in
met
this
the guy.
weird way.
But
I mean, when we first found out about it, you know, Tony loves him so much that he was like, no, those women. And I was like,
think at first it was just women trying to get attention. I did.
think it did.
I think when it hit like 6 or 7, I was like, oh, shit.
Maybe.
I think he kind of did.
Yeah. It's that's where our hero worship comes back to bite us. Like,
know.
there's so many people who can say that where it's, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm never going to know. It's the person involved in the situation. But when you said you get to 60 people coming out.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
But he's admitted it in court. So that's a whole nother part of the story where people, oh, no, they did it because he wanted to buy NBC. I'm like, no, he said he did it. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you reading?
Right.
But that goes back to our just dumbed down society today.
If you followed this story, like, I wonder if you know this, because it's been, like, kind of bugging me a little bit, and I was talking to Tony about it, like, not that long ago. Like, what about the people that helped him do this? Like, did anything happen to them? Like, there was a doorman. There was a guy who got the medicine, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm sure
like,
Bill Cosby's not going around to drug dealers picking up Quaaludes.
Yeah,
right,
like,
exactly.
That's not happening.
Right.
Who helped him, and
his enablers?
Like, how are those enablers any different from, you know, the 4 cops that, you know, were involved in, you know, that case? Like, how is it any different? Like, why? Like, I wonder if they were brought to any type of, or maybe they got immunity for helping the case.
Could have done something like that.
I bet you they got immunity.
Even like with R. Kelly, where he also had a team of people helping him do these things. I understand someone bringing money. You're getting fed. Yeah. Yeah, I'll help you do whatever, but there's got to be some kind of moral line.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, with Bill, he's been Bill Cosby since, what, the 60s?
Yeah.
So he's had a team with him forever. It's kind of hard to be surrounded by yes people. I'm sure they're all men because they probably won't work them that long. But you're surrounded by those people who let you do whatever you want to do. And then finally get to the point, what am I doing? Why is Michael Jackson sleeping in bed with kids?
Right.
Even if it's innocent.
Giving them alcohol.
Even if it's innocent, which, I mean,
and it's
strange, but let's say
you don't
give him benefit of the doubt.
Right. If you really had his best interest at heart, you wouldn't even let him have that situation.
Tito should have been there, shutting that shit down.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you doing?
He saved his hair.
Barely. But like, so like that, how do you not pull somebody something like, look, I understand who you are to the public, but you're doing something wrong.
Right.
There's videotape. Like,
right.
What do you, but
and just right.
That's the world we live in.
We've talked about that. Those people that let him become, these people enabled him and which led him to crack to become this guy that wanted to sleep with kids. Like you said, even if it's innocent, it's still weird that you want to sleep in the same room. And all the drugs, everything that led to even his death. I mean, how do you let him take all these pills and not get him checked? And honestly, Prince too.
Yeah,
this is
a very similar situation.
Right.
Yep.
This is a guy that supposedly was not was into drugs or drinking.
Jehovah's Witness. Yep.
Right. And
but he didn't seem. Prince didn't seem to have like people around him that just like were yes people to him.
I think they all have yes people around him.
Really?
I think he was looked as
a so balanced
next
and
level type star though. I mean, that's someone that I would probably be in awe of seeing. Like, it's
me
Prince.
too. In fact, that's my go-to person. When some people, who do you regret that you didn't see in concert? It's Prince. Really?
I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and like, you saw him in concert?
Like I've seen him on YouTube's in these intimate settings. And I'm like, I would love that. Yeah. But he seemed so balanced to me. He didn't seem abnormal at all.
It was the platform shoes. that helped the balance a lot.
Yeah, he was only, what, 5'2" or some shit?
He was a very short guy. I think shorter than Tom Cruise. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And right, up until this point, though, you were the only one shorter than Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. And Prince. Just by a
well,
little.
today, I mean, you might got him because he's laying down. It's not important.
Well, getting back to the Olympics, the I don't know if you guys saw there was a marathon, a running.
Tony talking.
There was a race.
Wow.
I don't know the distance. I don't know what they were. How far
Was
they
it
were
the
running.
1500?
with the Dutch runner who fell.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah, it was one of those classic, Olympic moments. Someday they'll have somebody in here that knows what they're talking about. This is why we have a show, because there's no pay involved. So guys like me who can't speak just have a show. So the Dutch girl, Safan Hassan, she was running.
You're just making it up.
That's
now.
her name.
Oh, okay.
we'll say it's
Safan
true. Yeah.
Hassan.
This is one of those classic moments in Olympic history where you'll see the clip forever.
All right.
One of the other runners fell. This girl Safan was one of the favorites, one of the high-ranked runners. So a runner falls, and this girl Safan fell over her.
Oh.
So they're both laying on the ground. This girl Safan gets up, boom, takes off, takes the lead, and wins the race.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was third from last when it happened, and then right to that final turn,
So she was
it was
holding
a great
back.
run.
Right,
The
which
whole
they all
time.
She has
do.
a
They all
powerful
hold
kick.
back. They run in a pack. What's that?
A powerful kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at her; she's a freaking twig. And then she gets right back up, and it's hard to notice because they're all running together. But then when she's running by herself to catch up, and you see the spread and how far her legs can reach, you're like, holy shit! And then and it looks effortless.
Effortless,
She runs right by that pack, gets right up to the front, runs on the outside no less.
Oh, wow.
And totally gets to the front and won
That's
the damn race.
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
So that's that was cool to see.
That's cool.
And then last but not least, but I keep talking about Andrew Capobianco. He qualified this morning.
The diver from Wanta.
The diver from Wanta. His parents, Darlene and Mike. Congratulations to them. He qualified for the next event. He, I think it was. Well, he's a diver, so he won the silver for the synchronized, and I forget what he had to do for this one. It wasn't synchronized, but it was some kind of solo event. But only the top 18 make it to qualify for tonight's event. He came in 17th.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's
So
great, though.
good for him.
Yeah,
and,
that's awesome.
that's tonight. I think 9 o'clock New York time, maybe. I forget. But so all the best to Andrew and his whole family. I feel bad for his parents, so they can't go there to watch.
Right.
But it's still got to be an amazing
Oh, because
experience.
of COVID, or
Yeah.
they're just
I'm going to try, once this dies down a little bit, I'll try to get them on the Zoom here.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why I keep bringing it up. I know the family.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well,
Which
if
is
you're going to get
kinda
them on
cool, right?
Zoom.
It's kind of cool to know an Olympic athlete.
Absolutely, yeah.
What's that?
Well, you don't have to, if they're just going to Zoom, you can get them whenever you want, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I hope so. They're New Yorkers. They moved to North Carolina maybe 8 years ago, something like that. So, and my contact with them has been limited, but I'm going to try.
Yeah, cool.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
We mentioned Joey Petroni might be here tomorrow. A musician named Danny Teague is going to be here with us on Friday.
Okay.
Top Fives with Don Sill returns Thursday night at 7:30. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, he was doing his top 5 shows. Have you ever watched one of his top 5 shows?
Yeah.
Don is awesome.
He was doing them during the day. And I don't know, it kind of seemed like a good idea, but like no one was watching them, and they're so great.
I was stuck at work and I was watching them at like 9:30.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty though of our shows is that you can watch them anytime.
Right, right. But he was like, what do you think about like a nighttime? And so we're like, yeah, let's try that because they're so good, and he puts so much effort into them.
He does great editing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're just about to say something.
No, Kevin said he does great editing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you wanted to mention Steve Squared tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but then you were like this. So
I was just leaning in to look at my list.
Yeah, so Steve Squared show tonight is on at 6:30 or 7:30, and they have a guest on tonight. She is the Long Island matchmaker. She's
that's
like
her title?
Yeah, and she does really great stuff. She's been doing it for a long time, and she's going to give like tips and stuff on how to meet someone.
She's going to give her tits?
No.
Oh,
No.
tips.
Tips. Yeah. And so it should be a good show. I think she's going to, talk about that. I don't know how much she charges, but I was reading that like matchmakers make a lot of money.
Well, you can ask her that tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her.
Is she going to hook the Steves up with people?
I don't know. I think that was kind of the plan.
Is she bringing people? She should bring people in.
I told
and
him.
introduce them.
Yeah, I told him like I'm not going to do it, but I was like, I should like bring my son Sam, be like, fix him up.
Oh, why don't you?
Well, I asked
Do
Steve,
it.
but he was just kind of laughing. I'm like, oh, he doesn't want me to.
So he can just sit on the couch and watch, and then talk to her after.
Yeah, but what if she charges like $2,000 or something? To,
So
like,
you were.
fix him up.
We gave you free advertising by coming on this show.
I didn't think of that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Cool. Then what else? Don't forget what?
Tonight 6:30.
And then Flip Tracks Radio on at 8:00 tonight. Who's his guest? Do you know?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't contacted him yet, so I was going to contact him today. So I do not know.
All right. Next Thursday, August 12th.
Oh wait.
Waiting.
When they were in the studio the last time, because he does Flip Tracks it's a Grateful Dead band, and I mean he.
Is that sign language for Grateful Dead? Oh, you're a band. Oh.
Yeah. So I mean he when he's in here he plays a lot more than Grateful Dead stuff. He's just a great guitarist. He's fantastic. But last time they were in here he had half his band. So I think they said at the time they were going to bring the other half. So it might be that.
Why didn't you just bring them all at the same time?
Well, I don't know. What are they, like 7 or 8 of them?
Oh, is it that many?
I think it was also a scheduling thing. Like some of them couldn't make it because we could totally make it work. Like I've had a lot of musicians in here. Like I've had keyboardists.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
August 12th is a big day around here. We're gonna have the Uncle Louie Variety Show guys on the Zoom.
They're not coming in?
No, they're on the Zoom.
I thought they were coming in.
No, they're on the Zoom.
That sucks. You guys should come in.
But they're on the Zoom. They live in Syracuse. How are they
No,
going
I thought they were traveling down here, and that's why they were coming like they always do.
No, their show is August 21st, which is at McGuire's. So go get
why-
your tickets. That's a Saturday. So they're going to drive down that day and go do their show.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll be Zooming with them. But it's still going to be fun. Those guys are great.
They're really funny.
Yeah. But then also on August 12th, here at the club, Governors in Levittown, that is the John Ziegler. That is the John Ziegler benefit. Chris Roach, Matt Burke, Matt Burke, Joe DeVito, Tim Gage, Mick Thomas, all here for John Ziegler. Colin Quinn is going to be here for that. Joey Cola is hosting. You know, even if you don't know who John Ziegler is, that's just a great night of comedy right there. So make your reservations for that, and we're going to do a green room that night. We're going to hang out here
that'd be awesome.
pre-show. So probably around 6 we'll be on that night, and hopefully getting these guys in here. But it's a great event. It's a great benefit. John Ziegler, unfortunately, battling cancer. We wish him the best. And, yeah, that's going to be a fun night. All right. What else we got?
I don't know. What else you got going down in Florida? Like, what are your thoughts on stuff? And
Fear. Absolute fear at this point.
Why?
Wait,
Have
I
you
just
ever
really
lived
wanted-
anywhere else but Long Island?
Brooklyn, I guess.
Oh, so
technically
you've
same.
moved
Yeah,
around.
Brooklyn's Long Island, same thing. I think just more like I'm anticipating getting on the road, getting down there, setting up shop, and then experiencing life.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah, find where your food store is, your gas station, and then settle in for a second and don't rush it.
Oh, no, not at all. Deleting all contacts, turning off the phone. Yeah, completely.
Yeah. And I mean, the beauty of like moving around the country today is you still have all your friends on Facebook and all these other
Unfortunately.
places. Yeah, but so
Yeah, you're not a big Facebook guy.
I love the free platform. I kind of hate everything about Facebook, though, yeah. But it works. I mean, obviously, it's great to promote yourself and keep in touch with that one relative you don't want to see.
Right.
But
there is a lot of ignorance and a lot of stupidity.
yeah.
Yeah. Keep scrolling. I have to remind myself that constantly.
Exactly.
Just keep
yeah.
scrolling.
And
Keep
stop
scrolling.
fighting with people. Everyone out there, no more Facebook fights. We're grown up. Stop.
That's one of the. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. I don't care if you have to admit that that's been one of the nice things about the election. I don't care at this point who won. It's just there's been less fighting on Facebook since the election. Thank goodness. That's my whole story. All right, so say I'm gonna polka and boca.
I'm gonna polka in Boca.
That's great.
I'm gonna play these sound bites over and over.
Yeah, we should just for no reason, we'll just play them. That'd be funny.
We're gonna miss you, pal.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you a lot. I feel sad because
Oh, absolutely. We're thrilled you came in. Yeah, we wish you all the best and safe travel tomorrow. And yeah, well, but at least we'll still see you on Zoom. We'll still see you on Friday nights.
Yep, every Friday night.
Absolutely.
When we show up.
And we'll get you on the Zoom here with us as well.
Yeah,
Are you gonna?
And if you come back and visit during a time you're doing the show again, come in here and do that again because that was a lot of fun the other night.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely do that.
You gonna get back into the comedy down there?
I'm not 100% sure, but why not?
Mm-hmm. Do we know where Adam Snare is? Is he in that area?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I believe Carla mentioned something. So I believe he is in the area. Yeah.
All right.
So I'll try to link up
he
with
might
him.
hook you up.
Yeah.
He's a go-getter.
And when you say writing, like, what do you want to write?
I do want to go back a little bit more to like a satirical column back in the day, but who reads papers. I don't want to call myself a blogger because that just sounds horrible. But one day I do want to start writing actual screenplay. That's my goal.
Okay, great.
Yeah, will never happen, but that is my goal.
Never say never.
Never say never. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Kevin Scott, again, all the best, pal. Thanks for hanging today. This was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Again, Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. Flip Tracks Radio with Tom Sanfilippo at 8. And then we're back tomorrow. It's Tuesday Trivia tomorrow, so tune in.
I'm done.
I think Joey... What?
I got all my trivia.
You're done already? Yeah? I haven't even started yet. I think Joey Petroni is coming in tomorrow.
Okay.
Local comedian, hell of a nice guy. You've seen him on Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up a lot. So we're looking forward to that. I hope he'll be here. Please, again, subscribe. Gov's Comedy Club Radio. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Subscribe and hit the thumbs up and copy and share the link.